With all the warm, sunny days we have in Florida, everything from giant oak trees to beautiful tropical flowers can flourish year-round. But without the proper maintenance, all this gorgeous green can turn into an overgrown mess. Today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we show you a yard that's gone to seed, blossom into a lush landscape. Back in 2004, this Windermere home was a Street of Dreams superstar. Just a few years later, the demise of the housing market turned it into yet another sad foreclosure. After sitting vacant for several years, it was recently sold, and as repairs continue on the interior, the exterior is gearing up for a massive makeover. This is actually not the first time you've done this house.
That's right, 13 years ago we did it. So I guess about 5 years ago it went into foreclosure, so a lot of the landscape sat, and so that's why we're renovating it and putting new material in. Trimming up some of it, feeding it, and we'll be saving some of the larger pieces.
This unique palm is staying and will be one of the focal points in the front yard. So you guys actually put this tree in the first time this house was landscaped 13 years ago.
Right.
It looks amazing. What is it?
This is actually a triple trunk Phoenix reclinata, and it's about 50 years old. So, you know, this was actually one tree that was salvageable, and they clean up very easily, and they really don't cause you a lot of problems. So, you know, this tree will be good for another 50 years.
But these 20-footers won't be part of the new look. So we do have a couple of trees over here that are actually mature and they're nice and green, but they're not going to work.
Right, these are Eugenia myrtifolias, and they've just gotten out of scale. So we're going to extract these and we're going to add some new landscape in this area.
Bobby's team will also get rid of anything that could be diseased and potentially spread to the new plants and trees. The grass is also a lost cause and will have to be completely replaced.
This is the center island of the landscape, or the driveway, and we are going to remove all the old grass, retro the irrigation system, and then add some fill dirt and regrade to kind of give it a nice little slope in the center of the island.
And what kind of grass is going in?
We're doing Icon Zoysia.
What are the benefits of that? Because most people out here have St. Augustine or Bermuda grass.
It's more drought tolerant, and it's a much softer variety.
The entry to the garage has been partially blocked by this shaggy flowering tree, which Bobby's team will take down and replace with an elegant palm. Now again, we have a nice mature tree here that adds some dimension to the house, but it's a bottle brush. They're not great trees.
They're a softwood tree. They kind of grown out of scale here, and we're trying to put in we're going to put in a specimen Zahidi palm.
And it's important with this house because of all the windows inside. So from every room in this house, you look out and you see the trees and the landscaping.
Correct. So by removing this, we'll have more of an upright canopy, and it should be a very pretty space when we finish.
Shipped cross-country from California, this 30-foot tall Zahidi palm will grow another foot per year after it's planted. The root ball will need a hole 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep, along with plenty of manpower to get this giant in the ground.
Due to the rain this weekend, the root ball got extremely soaked, and it probably put another 800 to 1,000 pounds on the total tree.
Okay, so what did it weigh to begin with, approximately?
Around 8,000. This is an 85 to 9,000 pound machine, so it's probably close to 10,000 today.
While Bobby's team wrangles the 5-ton tree, the irrigation pro gets to work straightening out the long-neglected sprinkler system.
We started on it this morning, and the guys have gotten through probably about 30% of the system, but the rest of it should be quick. It shouldn't take us very long. Like I say, it wasn't a very bad system. It was pretty good, so we don't really have a whole lot to do. Maintenance is key on an irrigation system. Just like you maintain your car, you need to maintain an irrigation system, and a lot of people neglect that.
Eric made a much-needed change to the sprinkler heads that will fit in better with the new design.
They're still there. We've hid them. We've changed out it's a shrub spray-on riser, which are the pipes that are sticking out above the plant material. Aesthetically, they're ugly, and they're also problematic for lawn maintenance. Guys lop them off doing the maintenance on the plant material. We put in a pop-up below the plant material. When the sprinkler system comes on, they pop up above it. When it turns off, they go away. You don't see them.
Once they've finished repairing everything, Eric says his team will use a method that's been around for a long time to make sure the new landscaping stays lush without wasting precious water.
Getting very technical is evapotranspiration, or ET for short. We want to make sure that we're replenishing what the plant is actually transpiring and what evaporates. And utilizing different ET rates and the different plant requirements, the water requirements for the plants, we designed a system around that to where we're getting the proper amount of water. We don't want to overwater it. It's just as bad to overwater as it is to underwater.
During weekly lawn maintenance on this home, Eric's team will also use technology to make sure they keep the moisture levels on target.
We also have weather stations that are on site. You can actually have a weather station here that will measure the solar wattage per square meter, temperature, rainfall, actually adjust your controller automatically for you so you're getting the proper amount of water down.
Once all the new plants and flowers are in, the beds will be covered with pine mulch that will create clean borders, accentuating the contemporary lines of the house. So all the demo's done, the dirt is leveled, and it's time for the sod. Coming up, we're going to show you an amazing new drought-resistant variety that's going to look great. And coming up later, so we're all suited up because these frogs do secrete a mucus that can cause an allergic reaction. Jimmy Jones and I are on the frog hunt. Jimmy, do you think we're going to find some frogs out here tonight?
Oh yeah, we should. They're primarily nocturnal, arboreal in the trees, you know, on the houses, etc. And this is where the bugs are coming out. So I think we can.
We're braving the wilds of West Orange County in pursuit of an invasive species that's wreaking havoc on Central Florida.